Okay, bubbies, I'm gonna do an easy video, man. This is the snap-on light, baby. LED, man. You can see that ball lock, the thing in front of you. If you do any work, this light's really good for you. And this is the one that I have on set just for doing lighting, this, that, or the other. Now, what are the downsides? The downside is it cost $50-some, okay, on Amazon. But what's the upside? The upside is it's only 25 watts. Puts out a tremendous amount of light through all of these LEDs. Now, there are 40-some LEDs, and I'm going to tell you, it's probably going to draw, might be a little bit more than the wattage prescribed. I'm going to turn this thing, I'm going to plug it in, man. I'm going to turn it on. Oh, baby. Oh, shock me, baby! Yeah, yeah, boy. Now, here's the deal. What's the advantage? It's only 25 watts. When you actually use a lot of power equipment on a job site, that matters. Through extension cords, through long extension cords, through trying to actually conserve energy, this light actually helps you out a lot. When you're grabbing the grip of your circular saw, you know, that one in your hand, man, and you grab it and it wants to wind up slowly, well, it's things like this that are sapping the power. But this one, the LED, only 25 watts, on, off. It's a, see, that's how that's water protected switch. You know, I like all of that. Also, believe it or not, all of these LEDs, some of them are going to fail over time. I'm just going to tell you, if you think on a construction site these are not going to fail, I'm sorry if I'm like blowing your image of life, but in reality, at some point in time, these will fail. They'll fail individually, and you won't really notice it. The one thing I've noticed on a job site is when I go down a wall, because I'll set this light perpendicular to a wall almost, and then I'll see the imperfections in the wall, or I'll let the light point out the imperfections in the wall. The fact that your lighting element is that wide and that tall gives more a dispersive pattern. Now, is that a bad thing? In most circumstances, it's not. If you're testing drywall and seeing if your drywallers have actually laid the drywall in perfectly and taped it perfectly and then mudded it perfectly, it may not be the best light, but I'm going to tell you, I haven't found anything any better. This is what I have in the Guns, Knives, and Watches studio, baby, because we know, man. It's like, dude, man, the Guns, Knives, and Watches studio, baby. I spend so much time on that, man. It's like, yeah, man. Only 25 watts. Of course, you've got a really good glass. Of course, it's probably Pyrex or tempered glass front. You've got half-watt LEDs, or a little bit more, rated a little bit more than that. And you've got a protected on-off switch. Size is pretty good. As far as the width of it goes, you're only talking about, I mean, that's really your width right there. It's a hell of a lot better than the lights we used to pay. You know, somewhere around this for us is like $55. We used to pay $30, something like that, for a 300 watt or 500 watt bulb. This is a tremendously better light. And I wish I could sit there and go, oh my God, I'm making a video about some super sexy gear. But in my world, this is super sexy because it saves my motors on all my other crap. And electric motors, unfortunately, require a lot of energy to wind up. This 25-watt light will disperse the light in an area that I need. It's very light, very compact, and it works. And on a job site, I hate to sit there and say this. This is what we care about. With the little foam handle, that's kind of gay, but you know, that's just the way it works. And whether it has snap-on on the front, we don't care. It's just if it works or not. This is Guns, Knives, and Watches, and this is my review of the snap-on LED 25-watt light, and that works. I mean, if you need a flood in a situation, this is the flood for you. Have a good one. And I would, believe it or not, I would stack this head to head up with one of my 300 watt or 250 watt or whatever bulbs that I used to have to worry about whether I touch the bulb and if it's going to get too hot and it's going to burn out if I don't, and this, that, or the other, and my hand, the oil on my hands. I have to fuck with these. And that matters in a real world because we're talking about real money. This isn't some fantasy land bullshit. This is making cash today. And this is the bulbs that I use. These are the products that I use. This is Guns, Knives, and Watches, and have a good one.